create some business opportunities for yourself? Well, if you don't have a website, how are you going to do that? Let's get started. We're going to create a Google Sites website. And the first thing you need to do is log into your Google account, or if you don't have one, create a Google account. So the easiest thing to do is go in through your Gmail if you're not already on a Google Chrome browser. And you'll just get into your Gmail account and go to these 9 dots up here at the top. It's not one of the preset options, so we go to More Google Products, and then we go all the way down to the bottom and click Sites. That'll open up the Sites menu here, and we're going to click Template Gallery, and it'll expand the options for that. Now, these templates are what it says on the tin, different options for different kinds of businesses, and what they have is slightly different layouts, different themes already applied to them. But we're going to go ahead and click Portfolio. Now we come into the site and it needs a lot of adjustment to fit our brand. And what we could do is choose a theme that's a preset theme here from Google. If you don't already have a look and feel to your brand, but if you do have a look and feel to your brand, the best thing to do is to go ahead and create your own theme. So we click Create, upload my brand, and upload a banner image. If you don't have these already created, you can create them in canva.com, and I'll provide a link to that in the description. Then you can either choose some preset colors here or customize your colors. Then I can choose a customized font, and then I get to go through here and I can change the styles. So there are 3 styles, and as you're going through your website, you'll want to be able to adjust a few things here and there. So I do recommend going through and updating all 3 styles. So you can change the background color, the titles and headings, the body text, and this is where we can add our favicon. That is a little logo that comes up on the browser tab at the top. And you can see the color when scrolled in the background. I want to put that as white because my logo needs to be on a white background to be able to be seen. And here we have some of the things that we can insert into the site, and we have an option for in the different styles what we expect them to look like. And I might decide here that I want to put in some of my secondary brand colors. So once you're happy with the customization that you've made to this section, you can go through and start to look at customizing the rest of your website. So for example, if I wanted to add a logo up in this section, I would click on this section and add a placeholder. And it'll come up nearby. It didn't go exactly where we wanted it to, so we can drag it up there, and we can upload a new banner image from the images that we have saved and stretch it to be the size that we want it to be. And so we have a banner image up here. We can change these out for images that we already have saved. And let's say that we don't like the way that's cropped. We just double click it and I can move that image down. And now we want this to link out to our social media profile, so we can turn it into a hyperlink by clicking the link there and use the link to our site. And as we go through, you can see there are many different options. I can decide to insert a YouTube video from my YouTube channel. That's in the preset option in this. Or you can insert a YouTube video by clicking to the right, and you can put it in a different place, for example, by clicking that way. Because this is also a Google product, YouTube is owned by Google as well, we can easily search any YouTube video that we want. So I can choose something recent from my site that's there and it'll be embedded. Again, I can change the size of the tile and also add captions or other things like that to it. Another option for integration with this site is if we were to go to the About page, we might want to put our location, and so we would insert a map. And I'm just going to insert my business address in there, and it comes straight up on the map. Now, I want to show actually where in the city my business is, so I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to assume that nobody's coming from the lakeside. So I'll move that over so that you can see the orientation of the map a little bit better. That we click select, and that's the orientation that will come up in the map view. Now you can see that you can integrate with a lot of different Google features like Google Docs, Google Calendar, Google Slides. You can even insert a folder view instead by clicking on the Google Drive and actually choosing a whole folder. We just click insert and the folder view will come through. But if you don't have permissions set up for other people to view these, it will not show once the website is published. You have to give permissions to everyone for this to come through. But anything that you put into that folder then from then on will publish directly to the website. So now that we understand how we insert things, we might look at embedding. So let's say we want to provide an embedded link to an e-commerce site. We would click embed here and then put in the URL code there. And once the site that is being linked to allows embedding, it will show a little icon of the actual content of that page. So you can see here I've linked something from somebody's Redbubble, and I can change the size of that and it'll show the coasters. And so then when we go to publish the site, they'll see that there, and you can link several of your products there. All the different websites will embed differently, so do pay attention to how it's embedding, and I'll show you a couple examples of those in a second. You can also use embedded links for public posts from your social media. It does not, however, embed your profile directly because most of the social media sites don't allow that, but we'll show you a little bit of a workaround. So you just need to go to your social media site and find the link. And you can see on my LinkedIn profile here, I have gone to my activity and the posts, and I'll just choose one, click copy to post, and embed that link there and insert it into the page. And so then you have a dynamic link to the content that was in that post. Now you can see that this is quite long and white, and it's difficult to see how the different sections are delineated. So what we can do is select this little color palette at the side, and we can choose one of our styles to choose a color to put it in, or you can choose an image. I have a banner image that has my logos on it. If you don't see a color that you like, then you need to update that style in the theme. Another problem that you can sometimes have is if, for example, this is a solid color behind the photo, it automatically turns the navigation bar the same color as that. So you could insert text box and move that up to the top, and then it'll change that navigation bar back to the color that's the one that's next to it, which in my case I want to be white. So we can go through here and decide to update the different colors, insert different images. It doesn't have to be the kind of logo banner image. You can put any image that you want in there, and then you have a little bit more easily navigable website with just some delineation between the spaces. So now let's go into the navigations. Right now we can see that we have home, about, and a project page, but we want to add a couple more pages. Let's say we want to add a page with articles. So what we want is a menu selection that doesn't let you click on that particular page, but lets you have a drop down in the menu at the top that you can choose from various different articles. We would new menu selection and put articles, done. And then we want to add a subpage. We can click on these three little dots here, add a subpage. Under this one, we could also add another subpage. So you can easily put in sections into your website by doing it like that. Another way to do it is to link to an external website. It creates the next page under the page that you are currently clicked on. So if I want to put in another page and it's linking to an external site, I'd click the project page first, and then I'd click the bottom plus sign, new link. Let's say I wanted to click to my shop site. I'll enter the shop website here, or I could copy and paste it in. Then I need to name the title of that navigation, and I am ready to publish. So I'll look at the preview up here and you can see what it would look like on desktop. Use the navigations, check some of the external links to make sure they work, check your internal links or any of those kinds of things. But I previously created a similar page to this, and I'll just go through what a little bit more of a worked example looks like. So here you can see that I've put the banner at the top, you've got the picture there, or I've integrated a Google form for any new clients that I have a questionnaire for them. I've got buttons embedded here into the YouTube homepage, and then some of these images created as buttons as well. You can see there I just insert the link and I've got it linked to another internal page. Down at the bottom here I have images embedded into the website, and instead of embedding a link, which was not allowed through Instagram or LinkedIn, I embedded a link into these images through the hyperlink function. And you can see that that's now linking out to my business page with LinkedIn and my home page with YouTube. This links out to the home page of my shop, so if they didn't click it from the navigation, then they can find it down here. This will click to my terms and conditions, and again we can preview it and check out what it would look like on a mobile view, since we know most of our users will be mobile users, and just make sure that nothing looks funny, although we can't edit specifically on the mobile view. But we're happy with that. Tablet also looks good. We'll just check some of our other links. And we can see here the e-commerce links, which I just want to highlight for a second. Because all the websites embed differently, this shows the kind of variety of a few different e-commerce websites that you might have products on, that they would all look very different on the website. So you can see the Redbubble one looks similar to the Etsy one, but because they're importing their information differently, you can never get them to look exactly the same as each other. And then this one from Teespring, you might think that looks great because it has a link to the cart right on the website, but if you were to click through this, the link actually breaks by the time you get to checkout in the cart. So it doesn't actually work, but it looks like it's going to work. So just check those things before you publish, just to make sure, for example, in the preview, that you are going to be able to use it the way you think you're going to be able to use it. And you can see it refuses to connect. If you've made a bunch of changes and you're regretting it, then you can go to the version history and go back to a previous version of the website. Just remember to benchmark with other businesses in your industry as you're deciding how you want your website to look. You don't have to be a designer. This is very easy. Everything is drag and drop. Now we have the option of keeping the free site or choosing the custom domain. So if you have Google domains, it's quite easy to link it, or you can link from a third party, or you can buy a domain through Google domains. I already have some, so I will click all the way through and it'll bring up the options that I have here. We're assigning the domain. So now we're happy with our site and we want to publish it. So we'll click publish. And in the first 48 hours or so, it will give us this Google Sites, which is what it would be if you went ahead with the free version and you choose the subdomain extension that you want there. And within 48 hours, it should link to the domain that I've linked it to. And we publish. So the site has been published successfully. We want to view it. And here we have it on the desktop version. We'll be doing a comparison of the different site builders that are either free or inexpensive and always easy to use, that will be helpful for you when deciding what kind of website you want for your business. Have fun with it! If you like this video, we have another that we'll link here on how to create a website on Canva for free as well.